I've never been the same since I saw this movie.
Simply one of our best directors ever.
It's amazing. It's beautiful to look at. It's entertaining.
This is a terrific movie. It's one of my all-time favorites.
I think it's a perfect essential.
The Palm Beach Story from 1942. Director Preston Sturges ruled the world at the time he made this movie.
I love this film's commentary about marriage.
Mary Astor and her range as an actress is one of the highlights of this film.
If you're a Preston Sturges fan, you have to see this film.
Hey, will you wait a minute?
No, I won't. I've made up my mind. It's best for both of us while we're still young enough to make other connections.
But you're forgetting a little thing called love, honey. I love you and you love me. That's all that matters. That's all you can take with you. Everything else is... I'm so sorry. Please accept all my apologies. Jerry!
Palm Beach Story came right after Sullivan's Travels that Preston Sturges made. And that, of course, was a satire about Hollywood and Hollywood's thinking about plot lines and all that sort of stuff. And this is about a satire on the idle rich and how they spend money and have affairs and all of that. And made during that era when Preston Sturges kind of ruled the world. I think it's fascinating because he was such a celebrated director for such a short period of time. And then within one decade, his career just went to the moon. And then by the time the decade was over, you know, his career was basically over, and he never was very productive again.
Well, he did Sullivan's Travels,
The Lady Eve.
The Lady Eve, Palm Beach Story.
Palm Beach Story.
Right in a row.
Yeah.
And it's, you know,
The Great McGinty, which was wonderful. Christmas in July. I mean, it was just wow, wow, wow. And this has a great cast.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a great fan of Joel McRae.
Yep.
And Claudette Colbert is a great mix with him.
Yeah.
Franklin Pangborn's in it, and Rudy Valley.
Yeah.
And Mary Astor. She plays this crazy, rich princess, and she's got this fellow, Toto, that she's always ordering around.
Hello.
Toto, this is Captain McGlue. I'm going to see more of him and less of you from now on.
Hello.
And the fact is that this was a year after she did The Maltese Falcon with Bogart, playing this really kind of sinister femme fatale who lies like crazy, this great woman of film noir, that she could be so zany and so different. And then it's like a couple of years after that, she's playing Judy Garland's mother in Meet Me in St. Louis. You know, totally thinking, you say, this is one actress.
Yeah.
You know, and she's so thorough and so convincing in all those different parts.
Yes. It's interesting because I loved this movie so much when I was a kid. And then rewatching it, I was really struck at how much some of it, you know, I was sort of disagreeing with or sort of surprised by my reaction to it, just being, you know, someone who's older and feels differently about things. But really, I think it's also a huge commentary on marriage, you know, because one minute, you know, there's dialogue saying, you know, being married is like being blind to one another. Is a great line in the film. And then there's another line saying that, you know, marriage is like the welding of two trees, you know, something that's so anchored into the ground. And those are completely juxtaposing ideas. So
It's kind of wacky. It's a madcap movie.
Yeah.
You know, so that didn't bother me because these were crazy people.
I know. I don't know
they're
why
zany people.
Took it so to heart this time, but and it is like I didn't feel that way about The Lady Eve. That one, you know, I had a completely different reaction to, but I was sort of worried about where Claudette Colbert was going, you know, in the movie with her sort of journey. But I still love it as a Preston Sturges movie. I still love it as one of the important films in his body of work. I think I do also love, in just the most delightful ways, that it says in the beginning of the film, you know, they lived happily ever after, and you hear glass shattering, and it says, or did they? And to me, no matter what, that's the kind of sort of delicious storytelling sense of humor that is so clever and fresh and succinct in a film. I want to see that in a film today. I think it's brilliant.
So let's look at it.
Okay.
Here it is, the movie Another Feather in the Cap of writer-director Preston Sturges in the 1940s. Here's The Palm Beach Story.